In the first half of this year, Geely's EV sales rose by 140%. That is more than any other car company except for XPeng. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Great to have you with us. Geely Auto Group is growing faster this year than any other auto group in the world. But before I go into this, guys, there's a lot of confusion about exactly what the Geely Automotive Group actually is. On CNEV Post today, they reported that the Geely Auto Group, their sales this year, have absolutely skyrocketed. They said that Geely raised its 2025 sales target to 2.7 million, well, from 2.7 million units for this year to 3 million. But the thing is, what exactly is Geely? I mean, do these numbers include Volvo and Polestar and Verizon? And what about Zeekr? What about, the Geely Group? They have so many different brands. So there's still massive confusion. And even in the automotive industry, talking to other automotive journalists, even they are a little bit confused about it all. What brands belong to what group, or are they all part of the same group? Well, here's the easiest way to explain it. There is two different Geely groups. There's the Geely Auto Group and there's the Zhejiang Geely Holding Group, or ZGH. Geely Auto Group focuses on the brands Geely, Lynk & Co, and Zeekr. Just those particular car brands, right? Just those three. But the ZGH portfolio, that includes Volvo, Polestar, Lotus, Proton, Smart, LEVC, and Verizon. So yeah, very, very confusing here. And no one really talks about this, but technically there's two different groups. I'm not going to talk about it in this video. I'm not going to talk about Volvo's sales or Lotus or Proton or Smart or LEVC or Verizon. It's sort of harder to work out those sales numbers. But for the purpose of this video, this is just Geely, Lynk & Co and Zeekr. The automotive giant announced in a Hong Kong Stock Exchange filing yesterday that it has raised its original full-year sales target by 11%, from 2.71 million units to 3 million units. And the reason for this is there's actually only two companies, only one startup in China and one major company that is exceeding its target so far this year, and that's Geely and XPeng. Geely said the reason for this is due to the group's strong sales performance this year, particularly its EVs, and it's going to beat its sales targets quite easily. It's on track to anyway. Data released by the company yesterday showed it sold 236,000 vehicles in June, representing a year-on-year increase of 42%. So 42%, pretty good year-on-year increase, right? That's just for Geely, Zeekr, and Lynk & Co. But when you actually break it down, you can look at and see the numbers are more impressive than they sound. Geely sold 1.4 million vehicles, up 47.5% for the first 6 months of the year. So that's great growth, but considering they grew by more than 100% last year, it's good but not amazing, right? The strong performance, though, is primarily driven by the Geely Galaxy sub-brand and the performance of its EVs. Its EVs are selling like crazy. In fact, it has the second best-selling electric car in the world this year. Yeah, its electric hatchback is selling better than nearly every other EV in the world, except for the Tesla Model Y. Geely Galaxy sold 548,400 vehicles in the first half of this year, up 232% year on year. Geely Galaxy was originally a new product lineup officially launched on February 23, 2023. On March the 3rd of that year of 2023, Geely announced that Geely Galaxy had been upgraded to a new brand. A bit confusing here because, all these Chinese companies just have so many brands. Since October 2024, sales of the previous Geometry, which is another brand, lineup are now, they're now part of the Geely Galaxy brand. The Xingyuan compact electric EV in the Geely Galaxy lineup is one of the best-selling models in China. And, it's had incredible success. There's been a few months this year in China where it has been the #1 best-selling car. And well, Geely's about to release new hybrids. They've got the new E-Rev, the A7 sedan. In fact, they've got a couple of new models coming to market, and their E-Revs are actually incredibly efficient. Probably the best hybrids you can currently buy in China based on the value factor. In the first half of the year, here's the really impressive number. Geely's EV sales hit 510,000 units, year-over-year growth of, well, I was wrong earlier in the video. I quoted the wrong number. It's 173%. Geely's growth of EV sales this year is staggering, 173%. Its plug-in hybrid sales have grown pretty damn well too, 214,000 units for 61% growth. Now, if you're Geely and your internal combustion sales are going up by nothing, but your EV sales are up 173%, your plug-in hybrid sales are up 61%, what are you going to do? You're going to stop selling internal combustion because it's a complete waste of time for the company, and they're very well aware of that fact, as you can see from these numbers. I've been predicting now for a while that the two biggest car companies in the world by 2030 would actually be not Toyota or the Volkswagen Group, but Geely and BYD. And honestly, I think that's likely to be the case, regardless of what any of these automotive companies do, whether or not they are able to bounce back and somehow claw back market share in China. That seems pretty unlikely, to be honest. Let's be real. So looking at these sales trajectories from these Chinese conglomerates, I think it's fair to say that these companies are disrupting legacy auto, and this is all speeding up. I mean, 173% sales growth. It's not like Geely had any problems selling EVs last year, and this year they've absolutely skyrocketed. Let me know your thoughts. I hope this clears up some of the confusion with the Geely company and their sub-brands. Bye-bye. BYD, Geely, Chery, and Xpeng, their car sales in Europe have skyrocketed this year. Absolutely incredible numbers. We're looking at an increase across the board of 79%. But between those four brands, their increases in sales in Europe over the last 4 months have been closer to 200%. Even with massive tariffs, absolutely enormous tariffs on their cars being sold in Europe, Chinese brands increased their sales by a staggering 80% over the last 3 months. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. Would love to see you at the Melbourne EV Auto Show. I'll put a link in the description below. The dates, the details will be in that link. Sales of Chinese EV brands in Europe are growing at a remarkable pace, up by 80% to more than 50,000 in the month of April.